Hello there everyone and welcome to a brand new playthrough. This time we are playing Crackdown. I know we still got Ishwat to get through, but I'm still struggling with those next two levels. And I know we still got Phantasy Star 2, but I still want a little bit longer to mentally prepare myself to get back to the tedium of that. So we're going to play a little bit of Crackdown instead. As you will quickly see, this game is quite similar to, if we have to go and pick any game to compare it to Gain Ground. In fact, it was quite surprising to me when I did a little bit of research and found out that only a single person that worked on Gain Ground, which we've covered on this channel before, actually ended up working on this. The planner of the game, that is to say, the director, was actually the guy who did a lot of the work on Shinobi of all things, which I wouldn't really have gathered from this. This isn't quite the sort of game that I would have expected him to move on to afterwards. Yeah, the only guy who ended up working on this from Gain Ground was the programmer, and it does feel pretty similar. Effectively, this is like a 2D action strategy sort of game. You need to get through each level with your character. You die in one hit. You need to go and get to each of these X's marked on the map and on the ground. You need to go and place a bomb down on it. You need to do that in 3 locations on each level, all of the time avoiding all of the enemies that are coming towards you. It's quite challenging, but like Gain Ground, it does get quite a bit easier as you practice. So it is all about just getting to grips with the level, knowing where everything is, lots of practice, and over time, you know what's going on. Like Gain Ground as well, it's a relatively short game. There's only, I believe, 4 or 5 levels. Might be the same as Gain Ground in that regard as well. But each of them is divvied up into a number of smaller acts. So in this case, there are, 4 or 5 levels, but then each of them has, at least this first world does, 4 acts to them. But the big gimmick of the game is that it is a very early example of a cover shooter. There is a cover mechanic to the game, and I've messed up really badly here. Oh, everything's out to get me. As you can see, you can kind of grip onto the side of walls like that, and avoid taking damage even from enemies that are right in front of you. It works quite well. Once you get used to it, it works quite well. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but, such is the case with a lot of older games. The gimmicks don't quite work as you might expect them to. Once you do get the grips, they work quite well. You have 2 weapons. You have a light pistol sort of thing, and then you have a set of missiles. You also have a very limited number of super bombs, which you can trigger using the C button. I've mapped that to triangle, so if I start using PlayStation notation, you know what I'm talking to. I'm using X is A, square is B, triangle is C. The difficulty does ramp up somewhat in this first world, but not to any impossible degree, unless we mess up like that. Oh, that's annoying. Will you stop chasing me? Usually you just give up almost immediately. I don't know why you're still there. That red guy that's behind us. Usually, like Gain Ground, the enemy AI is so consistent that you can kind of put together a strategy for getting through the level, and then just use that and be safe. But as seems to always be the case, as soon as I get onto recording the video, all of a sudden all of their AI gets a bit weird, gets a bit temperamental. Flamethrower enemies, they're horrible to deal with, so just get out a missile and shoot them as soon as they appear. This section, grip onto the cover there, and then run and gun your way down this side alley. Pick up the extra super bomb there. This section annoyed me until I realized you can just grip onto the cover by here. That alarm means we've only got a minute left because each stage is also timed. Can you please die? There we are. Right, with this you want to kind of penetrate deep into this dotted section of the map. From that you can see why we don't like dealing with the flamethrower enemies. Their flamethrowers are deceptively long range. They go for miles. So you want to try and stay as far away as you can from them. This opening section of this level is a bit nerve-wracking. You kind of want to just duke them into walking out in front of you. Okay, what you going to do? There we are. Alright. Can you please use your melee attack? You're supposed to have a melee attack as well as your sword. Oh, come on! We're in a very dangerous position here. Ridiculous. Yeah, like always, you seem to practice all of these older games as you're supposed to, and then as soon as you get onto video, everything starts acting strangely. Another minor annoyance I found is the fact that your gun, one, doesn't shoot out of like the center of your body, so you can be in situations like this where you really need to get all of the way out there to shoot an enemy that you kind of want to kind of peek out of a corner for. And the other thing is that you don't fire out the center of your body, which can make it a bit difficult to aim in certain situations. Here, trigger finger, because you want to shoot that guy as soon as the door opens. Don't get impatient with these guys. I try running for the wall as soon as I get into this. It doesn't work. You need to wait until they're opened up. This here, grip onto the wall by that. Ah, got out of cover a bit too early. Give this guy a berth so that if he fires his gun, we got plenty of time to get out of the way. Suicide bots, this final hallway section. Be careful with them, of course. You want to get up to the top because you want to grab that final super bomb. But otherwise, pretty easy to get out of there. And that's the final stage for, or final act for stage 1. We get another somewhat soppy cutscene. And that will actually be it for episode 1. We move on to stage 2. Again, I think out of 4, but don't quote me on that. But yeah. Bit of an awkward game. As is always the case, as soon as you get on camera, everyone starts acting up more than they were beforehand. But hopefully, next time, a bit more practice will remedy all of that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed Crackdown. I'll try and get out a video tomorrow, but after that, I'm going to be on hiatus for a little while. I'm on vacation. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thank you all for tuning in. Tune in next time. But for now, adios and ciao.